Every little thing she does is magic. It's BBC Hereford and Worcester, and this is your Tuesday with Malcolm Boyden. Right, I think there are many people out there listening to me, probably listening now, that are struggling to lose weight. We hear a lot these days, don't we, about medicine to lose weight, operations sometimes, tablets for sure. But my next guest is a bit different, quite inspirational, very inspirational. Stephen Duffield is from Kidderminster. He used to weigh nearly 30 stone. He'd been through a tough time, losing both of his parents. He suffered from depression and at one point was even sectioned. He even thought about taking his own life. But one day he realised things had to change after he took his nephews to a Boxing Day football match at Port Vale. He wasn't even a fan of Port Vale, but he went to the football and he got wedged in the turnstiles. Stuck. There's a giggle factor to that, but for Stephen, it was really devastating, and the penny dropped. He had to change his life. He had to turn things around, and he didn't half. Since then, Stephen's been on a real journey. He's lost 17 stones in just a year. I've seen his pictures, and he's completely different. He's a completely different man. I've been speaking to Stephen, and we started at the moment when he realised that he was just getting too big.
So my weight in the last decade, Malcolm, it escalated from maybe a tubby, but certainly not unhealthy 14 stone, up to, we're talking 2 or 3 years ago now, at my pinnacle was 29 or 28 and a half, 29 stone. It was then, whilst I was living with mum and dad, I lost them both, with my depression spiralling, my weight gaining, my health rapidly deteriorating. My sister, bless her, and my brother-in-law swept me up and plonked me back into Kidderminster, where I've since lived. And I moved in with my sister, my brother-in-law, my nieces and nephews. And the catalyst was I went to a football match. Now, I'm not a Port Vale fan, but it was a Port Vale game. This was Boxing Day 2022. I took my nephews and my brother-in-law to a football game, and I got stuck in a turnstile on the way in. So it was quite powerful, humiliating sort of milestone in my life. I think I was eating and drinking myself to death slowly. I decided, Malcolm, to take ownership of it.
So what have you done since that moment when the penny dropped? What have you done to lose an incredible amount of weight in just a year?
Yes. What I did was nothing unremarkable. But what I did is I adopted simple habits, and that's the key word there, habits, and I did it often. So, I mean, even in month one, I just changed things with my diet. I was proactive in gaining control of this whole thing by downloading a fitness app that's free to anyone. That's the whole point. It's free to anyone. I'd realised my food intake was going off the scales. So what I did is I downloaded this and started tracking how much I was eating. And I was brutally honest with myself, and it shocked me. But then I also quit alcohol as well. So that's got two things that it gives you. It gives you the control back, and it gives you that feeling, because you're not reliant on alcohol again. It gives you that mental clarity. Month 2, I started walking. Now, if you're nearly 30 stone in weight when you're walking, even if you walk to the end of the street or back, you're actually using your body weight as a sort of counterbalance. By month 3, Malcolm, I started walking further and further, getting up a bit earlier, and noticing the world around me again. It started to open up. And simple things like the birds singing, sunrise and all that kind of thing. I thought, well, I can be a part of this world again.
And how do you feel now?
Depression never leaves, I don't think, but you learn to manage it better. And I feel the fact that I've been given this opportunity at life again, and the ability to use my fitness now to contribute and raise awareness for Acorns, raise money for Acorns, and inspire others. I feel magic. I feel like I've got a sense of purpose, something that I've been striving for years.
Well, I've seen the pictures, and you do look absolutely fantastic. You do not look the same person. And, of course, you're using your walking for good causes, as you've just said, which is another bonus.
Absolutely. It is. And Acorns are a fantastic charity as well. They're a regional charity that do amazing work to families that are in desperate need of their support. So, yeah, the walk to the Sahara was something that actually came up as a bit of a miscommunication. Really, it's quite a funny story that in of itself. But I'm actually going to the Sahara Desert with some parents and relatives of children that have been through Acorns, and we're going in October. But a friend of mine at the gym mistakenly thought I was walking to the Sahara. Now, when she said that, we had a laugh and I moved on. But by the time I'd got to the end of the car park, I thought, you know what? I've used walking so far to pretty much save my life. Why don't I use it to give something back? So here we are. I'm 1,200 miles into this walk.
Yeah.
I've got about 600 miles to go, and I've raised a lot of money from Acorns. And I'm now got a bit of a platform locally where I can speak to people like yourself. But basically, Malcolm, I'm trying to raise as much money as possible. I've raised £2,500 so far for Acorns. All goes directly to them. And whilst this window of opportunity is open, I'm trying to raise as much as possible. I think the sky's the limit.
And is yours a story of, if I can do it, then anybody can do it?
Exactly, exactly. I've been into some very dark places, but the thing is, my story is not unique. I'm just your everyman. You know, I could easily say the world's conspired against me, but a lot of it was my own doing. A lot of it was just things I can't control. But the fact is, if you do things simply and you do things often and you win each day, then all these things mount up. So what I did, yes, was extreme, but how I did it was not. It's easily accessible and free to anyone. You've just got to take your time and be patient and trust in the results. Don't focus on the end result, focus on the journey. Sounds cliche, but that's absolutely the truth.
See what I mean when I say inspirational? That's an incredible story, isn't it? From where he was and how low he was to where he is now. 17 stones in just a year by walking. And he's got such a name for himself as a walker that now he's using it to help Acorns Hospice. He's walking to the Sahara. I mean, he's not actually walking from Kidderminster to the Sahara, but in miles walking around Kidderminster, he's going to make up 1,180 miles. That's the distance from his house to the Sahara. For Acorns, there's a Just Giving page. If you Google Stephen Duffield, we know this works, and Just Giving, Stephen Duffield, good Just Giving, then you will you'll get there and give if you can. I think it's a great story, and we wish him well.
BBC Hereford and Worcester.